is a paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Good morning. Welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. We are in our 14th season and want to welcome you aboard. Taking all your calls live here, talking about real estate and mortgages for 1 hour. 248-539-9797. I'm Harvey Freed, Alex Nafusi, Harry Glantz.
What's up, my man?
It's nice to hear Sue hired an agent. I thought he was representing himself.
Oh, there
Was
you
he
go.
doing that for a while? Or
We
no?
brought in Noah Cohn over there, Real Estate One, Max Brook, Office West Bloomfield. Hey, Noah, what's up?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me back, guys.
Hey, Harvey, we're so happy you're back. I got to tell you something. You were on vacation last week. Alex and I and Dubinsky were on last week. We had a nice show. But you know something, Harvey? It's great to be back with the crew. We need you here. You got to be back and
I
positive.
can't compete with those
everything
ratings,
like that.
Harry. I saw your
Energy.
ratings.
He's the best. I mean, come on. He went on vacation. He re-energized himself. And,
Took 5 years off his life.
Hey, and hopefully he won't be giving me any problems in the office. You know what I'm saying?
I can't guarantee that. March 8, 2014. Spring's in the air, Harry. Believe it or not, even though it's 30 and probably going to snow later.
No. For real?
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's so
guys are
over.
killing
Everybody's so over winter already.
You know what, guys? These are the great times. Whenever homes are appreciating in the past, whenever interest rates were anywhere close to this being low, people would look back and say, wow, remember those great times? Right now, the present time is the greatest time to consider purchasing a house right now.
Listen, we can go over the last 25 years in mortgage banking and real estate, and you can see the ups and downs of, appreciation, depreciation. You could talk about all negative things, but you know what the positive thing is? Guess what? In 25 years, the rates are lower right now than they were 25 years ago. All right, go ahead and fact check me.
Now,
Go ahead.
that's a fact.
Go ahead.
That
It's
is
a fact. So how can you go ahead? As a matter of fact, they're at 1960s levels. All right.
Was someone complaining about rates to you?
So now they're not complaining about rates, but I don't believe that people really understand the true history of where interest rates have been and, where they could go. So, if you're looking at houses appreciating, the market coming back, the time period that we're in right now with, our economy, we were the first in the recession, last out of the recession, and you can see where home prices are going. The hot areas. Noah's going to tell us about all the hot areas again.
Yeah.
And guess what? Interest rates are really low.
Really, really
What are you
low.
waiting for?
40, 50-year lows. Purchases again here. You mentioned it, picking up again, a lot of steam out there. So you got to have that approval letter in your hand. You got to have a firm commitment and understand the process. We're going to talk about that. In fact, Capital Mortgage is open all weekend long, all day long. Billy's in the office. He ran me a ton of articles. Call us at 1-800-LOW-RATE. You got to have that approval letter in hand and understand even how to make an offer.
Hang on, partner. I got to jump in real quick. I'm sorry.
Please do.
I apologize.
Please do.
Uh-oh.
No. It's all good. I heard a commercial the other day about some fancy name for a mortgage commitment letter, and the commercial said it's better than a pre-approval because we've run your credit and verified your assets and your income.
So are you thinking the same thing I am?
Well,
aren't you supposed to do that
Aren't you-
anyways?
Isn't that what a mortgage commitment / pre-approval is? So you run commercials, you spend $1 billion to run this ad campaign, telling people you did it the wrong way for the last 15 years.
Now, it's
20
even,
years?
it's even more than that. Our industry has gotten so what I call alphabet soup, CFPB, MLS, Reg Z,
They throw a lot of them out there.
all these things. Everything's going on. And what you find is, the things that we've been doing for years and years and years that we take for granted because we live in a tunnel, right? It's tunnel vision. We're myopic. What we do every day in our office is the way you're supposed to be doing things. And then you go out into the real world, you find out, you mean everybody doesn't do it this way? I can't figure that out.
One of the dudes that works here at the station, him and his fiance are buying a house. Then they made an offer. I gave him a mortgage commitment. Everything's ready to roll. It's been through underwriting. I verified the assets. I verified, their pay stubs. Everything's good to go. All I need is title work and an appraisal and find a house, dude. That's it.
That's how you got to be all set up.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
That's the easy part.
Yeah.
And that gives
That's
the
the easy
buyers
part,
the
getting the
advantage.
house.
No, you don't want to work with anyone who doesn't have an approval letter in hand, understand the process. It's just going to be a
He's
nightmare.
not getting anybody in his car that's not approved.
It's just not worth the time. I mean, people can say, well, I can afford this, but, it's way more in depth than that. Like you guys know, I mean, there's just so many variables now and is involved in getting it pre-approved and knowing what you have, your income to debt ratio. All those things are major factors. So, when it comes to looking for houses, these are things I need to know. Make sure people can afford what they want and are pre-approved.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about the documentation part of the whole aspect. 248-539-9797. Come and join us if you've got a question. If you're buying a house, want to refinance your homes, we have tons to share with you today.
Well, it's a fast-moving market now, and 2.5, 3 years ago, we talked about it, and I'm a pretty conservative guy, and we talked about, hey, look, here's what's going on in the industry, what's going on in the real world right now in terms of foreclosures, bank owned properties, and it was a different time, right? Market was a little slower.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And now, Noah, guess what? The market is on fire, and you have to be ready. You have to be ready to move.
You got to pull the trigger. There's no more sitting around looking at 10 houses, coming back and looking at one. I mean, by that time, the first 10 you saw are gone, and now you're on to something.
How many
new.
houses do you show your typical buyer before they find one?
It all depends. There's people who are ready to pull the trigger, and there's
they look
those
at one
that,
and they fall in love, and other people that go on for a year.
I've had people where I've worked for a year and probably showed maybe 50 houses, and I've had ones that were like, this is the one I love, I want it, let's do it, let's rock and roll.
Yeah.
So, it all depends on the person, really, and the situation they're in. People who need to move or transferring or whatever it may be need to get in quick.
We're all on standby hoping that a lot of the families out there take that opportunity to upgrade their home this spring. Again, a lot of families now might have bought a starter home in the last 4 or 5 years even. They've got a tremendous amount of equity now, and they can use that equity, sell their house, use that to purchase a new house and buy up. We are hoping and praying that we see a lot of families out there that are willing to take that next step up. And again, a lot of first-time home buyers out there, families that have been renting in the past, just a little confused or scared and don't even know how to get that first step moving forward and find out what it takes to get qualified for a mortgage, understand all that whole process.
Well, that's a key word that's back in our lexicon. That's back in our vocabulary right now. That's a big word, lexicon, isn't it?
Did you look at that before?
I appreciate it. No, it's sorry. I'll go back to being normal, Harry. Hey, bro. Anyways, equity's back. Equity's back. It's a word that hasn't been used in a long time in our industry, but equity's back, and people can do a lot of things with it. They can improve that property. They can take cash out, pay off what we call the toxic debt. The bad debt in their lives, revolving debt.
Sure, absolutely, man.
And you haven't seen that in a while, but it's back.
Definitely. Home equity's been on the rise for the last few years. The amount of equity people have in their homes finally hit $10 trillion in the fourth quarter. We got a little bit of factual information here. The highest level since 2007. Some experts say, be cool, take it easy. These aren't the times of 2002 and 2006 when you're going to see 5 to 10% appreciation every year. So you got to be careful there. If you're going to dip into that equity, make sure you do it to consolidate that. Do the right thing. The rise in equity, of course, is closely tied to the rise in home prices. Home prices have been climbing in recent years. Everyone around here in Michigan knows that. What's the spring going to bring, Noah? We're all on standby seeing what's going to happen here.
It's going to be really interesting. I must say I'm super, super excited for spring to hit. I mean, this winter has been brutal. Brutal.
Actually,
the market has been so slow.
It's so brutal, Noah, that here, at the end of December when we got dumped on and everybody was, okay, fine, you rolled into January and everybody's saying, okay, so January, it's cold, it's snowy, you have all these, the polar vortex, Death Storm 2014. Guess what? We had one every week rolling all the way through February, and people in February, you know what they did? They just checked out.
Well,
they said we're out.
Nobody wants to move in weather when it's negative 18 degrees and you got 6 inches of snow falling every week. It's ridiculous. So now that we got this little tease of spring yesterday, let me tell you, I was wearing a T-shirt. I was like, it's gorgeous outside.
No doubt.
Anyhow,
I had a tank top on.
See?
No, I didn't.
You wear a tank top every day,
absolutely
brother.
not.
Hey, so psychologically, you know what it does to consumers? It just makes people feel happier. The sun is out. People feel happier. Psychologically, everybody's in a better mood. And
Absolutely.
You can't help being in a better mood.
H1, you guys talked about equity and people buying homes and the market coming back hard. One of my buddies, he actually sent me a text. He picked a house up. I forget what he bought it for, but $450. Like within the last year, we just redid it.
Over $500,000.
Yeah, like 5.5, and it's right in Franklin. It's like your neck of the woods, right by the hamburger place in like downtown Franklin.
Oh, Franklin Grill.
That's the one. Yeah.
No, I mean, listen, values are climbing like crazy. I mean, over the past 2 years, 3 years, we've appreciated probably, depending on your market, let's say, probably somewhere between 25 and 45%.
Awesome information to share with you. When we come back, all your phone calls, 248-539-9797. We'll be right back.
Hi, Harry Glanz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, and they're not going down to zero. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. If you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Capital Mortgage Funding is a proud division of United Shore Financial Services, NMLS number 3038, Equal Housing Lender. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE.
Attention new car buyers. Parkway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, America's #1 volume dealer, is teaming up with the factory for a special inventory sell-down. 3 big days. Starts Friday, ends Monday at 9 p.m. During this award season event, Parkway wants to sell 1,000 vehicles. They're offering the best lease deals of the year. Many of their best-selling new 2014 models will start under $200 a month, with select models under $150 a month. Parkway's huge inventory makes it possible for same-day delivery. So drive in with your old title and drive home with your new car. Your trade-in is worth more at Parkway, $2,000 more. The appraised value plus an additional $2,000. You trade high and buy low. Parkway's Lease Pull-Ahead program gets you out of any lease with a $3,000 or less payoff. No strings attached. Get the absolute best deal and enjoy same-day delivery. Going on now through Monday, only at Parkway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Hall Road just west of Groesbeck in Clinton Township. To show up, sign up, and ride. Open Saturday 10 to 3. See dealer for details at parkwaycpj.com 24/7.
This is an urgent message for all individuals with extremely large credit card debt. No matter how much you owe on your credit cards, the company that has settled more debt than anyone in the U.S. could settle your debt too. While you make one low monthly program payment, you have the opportunity to hear how low your monthly program payment could be for free. This free information is available now simply by calling Freedom Debt Relief at 1-800-300-6122. I repeat, if you have extremely large credit card debt, you now have the ability to reduce your total debt and get one simple low monthly program payment. This could allow you to resolve your debt faster than you ever thought possible. But you should act quickly. Call Freedom Debt Relief now to learn how much you could save. 1-800-300-6122. Again, this life-changing information is available for free. To find out how much you may be able to save, call today. 1-800-300-6122. That's 1-800-300-6122. 1-800-300-6122.
Wearing glasses with new Crizal No Glare lenses can make a big difference in your vision because neither scratching desert sands nor the waves of a raging river can keep your lenses from giving you the clearest vision possible. For superior scratch, water, dust, glare, and smudge resistance, choose Crizal. And now Crizal has an ESPF of 25 to protect your eyes from the damaging rays of the sun. Crizal. Live life in the clear. Ask for them at your eye care professional or learn more at Crizal.com.
Go to magicwindow.com and save 50% on new fiberglass windows. That's magic with a J. Magicwindow.com.
Some complain. We explain.
97.1
Welcome back. Again, we broadcast till 10 o'clock. It's a Hardcore Mortgage Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. We're open all day, all weekend long at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. That's 1-800-569-7283. Also, you can shoot us an email to mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com. We got lots to share with you. Again, purchase business has been gangbusters here in Southeast Michigan, across the country. Definitely having a great impact in our areas. Again, more and more people getting back to work. We see the construction crews out there. A lot of families doing some home improvement. Getting your approval is the key. That's what we want to talk about. Get that approval in your hand and educate yourself on the process. There's a lot to know. Sellers concessions. It's just the beginning of it. How much money is needed. And the documentation nowadays to get a mortgage. Really the only thing that's been a little different. It's got to be tight. You got to make sure you're not dirtying up your bank statements by depositing cash, money laying under the mattress for a couple of years. Lots of little things to know. And we're going to go to Jay out there who's thinking about buying a house. Good morning, Jay. Welcome to the show. What's going on?
Jay,
hey, how you doing?
Hi, Jay. How you doing?
What's happening?
Jay, go. You're on the air.
Hey, Jay.
Jay, are you there? Can you hear us?
It's like flying in airplanes. Do you want to put you on hold?
Once to get a house after divorce, it seems like you're not listening. Was that why you're getting divorced? Because you didn't listen?
Boy. He's got to go.
Oh, it's...
There he is.
Sorry about that.
What's okay?
There,
What's up,
there
man?
I am.
Hi, how you doing?
Well,
what's up?
Good. The thing that happened 11 months ago, I got a divorce, and my credit was great at the time. Now it's shot all to heck. And I want to buy a house because I have a 7-year-old daughter.
Okay.
And I want to be able to visit her and everything like that. But I need to know exactly what to do again to get my credit back up to 750, 800.
Jay, was there a foreclosure or something? What was that? Why is the credit so bad now?
Well, because she was court ordered to pay certain things, and she didn't do it on time, and then she didn't do it at all.
Okay.
So I had to pull her back into court, and by that time it was pretty much shot. So
just like late credit card payments, late car payments, all that stuff?
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh, and the insurance, you got the insurance lapse, and
Yep.
it was a total disaster.
Jay, it might not be as bad as you think, man. I've got some great software that I can run your credit report through it, and it's going to tell me what you have to pay off or pay down, and the impact it's going to have on your credit report, and what your scores are going to do. So let's just say, for the sake of this conversation, you've got a 660 now. It'll tell us what you have to pay off collection-wise or bring current to get you back up to that, that 750 score we're looking for. Give me like an hour. I'll call after the show.
All right, thanks.
Thanks for the call, Jay.
See you,
Again,
man.
a lot of families out there ran into some credit issues in his situation, because we so often see, again, the divorce situation again. And then court ordered.
I was totally joking about the listening.
No, you're funny.
I'm a married guy, too. I know you have to listen.
Oh, boy.
But, of course, you can always improve your credit. Yeah, the first step there is to get a copy of your credit report and find out what's been going on. We do see this. I don't want to throw any divorce attorneys under the bus. But, again, a lot of times they're putting things on an agreement. Your divorce decree saying that she's going to take the house. But, again, if your name's on that house.
Well, first of all, it's called a judgment, not a decree anymore.
Oh, okay, divorce judgment. I should know that, right, Harry?
Well, anybody in this room would.
I should know that.
Man, the show is gone so south so quick.
The judgment.
He wants to go there.
The judge.
Look at me.
Go ahead. Yes, it's a
But the
judgment that
definitely-
gets entered.
And they come to an agreement, and your attorney says, hey, are you okay with this? Are you willing to sign it? But you have to understand that if your name's still on that mortgage, if your name's on that car payment, even though there's a piece of paper, judgment, Harry, that says that she's responsible to pay that, if it's not paid, it is going to affect your credit score negatively.
That's true.
Pure and simple.
But what you can do, what Alex is going to do for that gentleman that just called in, he's going to go over his credit report. He's going to take that document, that's been entered and recorded at the county of which he got divorced in. Yeah. And he's going to go ahead and compare it to the credit report. And then there's maybe something Ellis can do by lining both of them up, running it through his fancy software.
Well, clearly
and maybe you can go ahead and help the guy repair his credit.
He's a good guy. He's got a 7-year-old daughter. He's just trying to get a house to keep her in. I think it was calling from Clarkston. Probably wants to keep her in the same school district. I mean, that's an easy deal we can take care of on a regular basis.
Yeah, if you had a situation like that, be sure to give us a call this morning, 248-539-9797. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. We answer all your questions about purchasing home, refinancing, whatever you've got going on. If it has to do with your house and property, definitely call us here at the station or Capital all day long at 1-800-LOW-RATE. FHA Mortgage and Approvals. That's been an unbelievable program for the last 5 or 6 years because it allows families to get back in after they had these short sales, deed in lieu of foreclosure. A lot of families, you walked away from your house. We know who you are out there, and that's okay by me. Well, maybe Alex, because now you're rebuilding yourself and coming back into the game.
Well, listen, FHA has really cleaned up their act in the recent years. All right, back in the day, FHA used to be a dumping ground for, a lot of bad credit situations, and those were words that I used a long time ago. Now, the FHA loan limits are higher. Yes, they might have gone down a few $1,000s this year, but you're talking about loan amounts that you can obtain. But really, FHA, you can't have bad credit and get an FHA loan. No. Right? You can't do that. I mean, it's not a dumping ground any longer for subprime loans.
I don't think you get a bad credit period to get a loan these days anymore.
That's true.
I mean, if you have a credit score so low you can't get an FHA mortgage. I mean, quite frankly, you don't deserve to have a mortgage. I mean, you deserve a roof and home. Home. You shouldn't be homeless. But I mean, if you don't have a 620 or 640, whatever the number is now, credit score, you're a renter.
We'll talk about.
I want to hear it.
We're going to talk about all those different loans that we have available, whether it be an FHA 203B, 203K. We got the USDA loans. I mean, you can buy a house for zero down in most counties around here. Again, in Oakland County, you got the northern part of Oakland County, zero down. So much to talk about this morning. Let's go out to Dan in Flat Rock. Dan, you've got a question. You want to get a mortgage. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Thanks, guys. My question is this. I have lots of student loan debt, and they keep saying that my debt-to-income ratio is too high, even though my credit score is about an 800.
Okay.
My question is, if my loans are in deferment, does that debt count against me?
They deferred for over a year?
No, they're not deferred at all right now. I'm wondering if I put it in deferment, will the debt still count against me?
Yeah, they're going to count against you. I mean, I mean, if the debt-to-income ratio is too high, you can't afford the house. What makes you think you can afford it?
Well, I can afford the house with a job. I've never been late on any of my payments, including my student loans. I have the money to do it. They're just saying that if I make $50,000 a year and I have $66,000 student loan debt, that somehow I won't be able to make a house payment. Although I drive a new car, I've never been late on any payment at all ever, and I have no revolving debt.
Danny,
I have like
okay. Let me a couple quick things. What's the payment on the student loans altogether?
Altogether, I'm paying like interest only, and it's
what's the minimum
$225
payment?
plus $150. So
$225 and $150. And how much is your car payment?
$200 a month.
So $225, $150, $575. Well, what? What are you talking about? It's not that big of a deal. And so, how much is the house you're trying to buy?
I'm saying you're a genius.
I am.
I got approved for $60,000 with my dad as a co-signer. I wouldn't have been approved by myself. They said.
If you make $50,000 a year, there's something funky about that, man. I mean,
that's new. That's new. That's going to start now.
So you
I haven't started that job.
So
I was making $12 an hour.
But now you're making $50,000.
I'm going to, yes.
Okay, so you're not going to qualify at $12 an hour. You're going to qualify at $50,000. So what I need is 30 days on the job and a pay stub.
Just 30 days. I don't need 6 months.
No. It's a salaried position, correct?
No, it's going to be hourly.
Okay.
This is how like deals, like when we talk about deals sort of like, like unraveling as we get more and more information. This is a situation like that. If it's hourly, how do you make $50,000 a year?
Because it's $20 an hour and you're guaranteed so many days a month to work.
They're going to give us a letter that says you're guaranteed X amount of days per month.
Yes.
Okay.
If you get that, if you get that and you get the pay stubs to reflect that, you can use that income to qualify. Dan, whatever your expertise is, it sounds like you got a solid job moving forward. It doesn't sound like you're buried in debt. Not too bad on the payment. Mm-hmm. And if you're not looking to get a $200,000 or $300,000 home, you sound like you're going to qualify fine and dandy. We want to help you with that. How about if we follow up with you right after the show and we thank you for the call?
Sounds great.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
Get more professional people in your life here. Boy, oh boy, if you're buying a house, guys, Noah, I want some real estate agent that's got it in their blood, someone who really feels what's going on. I didn't want to bring up what I talked to someone this week. She kept insisting, and I had the client's information. The client sent me some stuff, said he was pre-approved elsewhere, and she kept insisting, but I have this pre-approval letter. I said, there's a lot of things you can do with it, but he's probably not going to be able to get a mortgage with it.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, you got to go back to old school thought processes and fundamentals. There's something that's called the 3 C's of lending. Okay, back in the day when I'm talking about a long, long time ago. The 3 C's of lending. What are the 3 C's of lending? Credit, capacity, and collateral. The credit is your credit report. What does your credit history look like? The capacity to repay the loan. All right, you're taking out a loan. What is your capacity? So that's the income, and that's the debt ratio. So the formula that we're going to do for that gentleman is there's a certain formula depending on what type of loan he's getting. And then the third thing is the collateral. What's the collateral? Well, the property. Is the property going to appraise out for what he's buying it for? So you take those 3 things, and that's real old school, and it's real fundamental. So when we talk about lending, the credit, the capacity to repay, and then the collateral on the house, the appraised value of that house, those are the 3 most important things when you're talking about looking at underwriting a loan transaction.
Well, I mean, that particular caller, the last one, I mean, there was obviously more to that story. He tried to qualify based on $12 an hour, which is why he's a co-signer, and then as we dove into it more, all of a sudden he's getting a job that pays $50,000 a year, and those are all things that come into play in every transaction. I mean, you got to tell me everything up front. I don't want to find out halfway through that there's something going on. It's like, I didn't really want to go into it here. U.S. if it was a salary W-2 position, dude. What if the guy's commission? He's like, I'm going to make $50,000. Well, you don't know that, man.
That's why that's why I said it's salary, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's those are all things we want to find out up front. And listen, if I find out up front, I can usually take care of it, and I can usually walk you guys through it. It's when I find out halfway through. We have problems.
Right, it's another week or two and a lot of gathering of the paperwork.
I was going to say, there's a lot of, for some reason, buyers sometimes don't want to tell you the whole truth, and I don't understand that. And, I mean, it's no different than when we're already involved in a transaction where now some of the skeletons come out where they weren't as clear when they filled out the application and stuff like that, while we're in the transaction makes it difficult to complete because, they weren't honest when they started doing stuff. And there's no right or wrong answer. Just put it on the paper, get it done with, and have it right so that we know what's going on.
Yeah, eventually,
on both sides.
Eventually we find out the truth of any situation because it's all documented. 248-539-9797. We want to take your calls. Come on back and join us.
97.1 The Ticket.
Alarm, 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 snooze. Alarm, wake up, shower, coffee, go to office, sit in cubicle, sit in staff meeting, return to cubicle, shuffle papers, lunch, talk about the weekend, return to cubicle, talk about numbers, make spreadsheets, leave cubicle, drive home, repeat until 65.
You will spend 11,000 days at work in your lifetime. Make the most of them. Go to Walsh College, the area's only all-business college. With a strong reputation and affordable, challenging programs, Walsh offers you opportunities to succeed in today's economy.
Go to Walsh College, learn, grow, get Walsh business degree, return to office, present big ideas, get high five from CEO, return to cubicle, pack up things, put stuff in boxes, move to corner office.
Visit walshcollege.edu. Walsh College. Live, breathe, business.
Move up in the world with a degree from Walsh College, one of the Midwest's most respected all-business colleges. Spring registration is now in progress. More at walshcollege.edu.
So you're sporting a brand new pre-owned GM vehicle. You notice the OnStar button and wonder, what if I push it? Do it. You'll get 3 months on us, a free trial of OnStar services, including automatic help in a crash and monthly diagnostic checks. The offer's good on 06 or newer OnStar inactive GM models. Just push the blue button and ask for 3 months free. It's also obligation free. Visit OnStar.com for coverage map, offer details, and system limitations.
Now here's something you don't hear on the radio every day. Someone who can't see. I am totally blind. So I go through periods when I'm unable to sleep at night. And I feel like I'm constantly running, but can never quite catch up. But this isn't a sleep problem. It's something called non-24-hour disorder. Learn more about non-24 by calling 855-856-2424. Or visiting learnmorenon24.com.
Qdoba has a way of making people crazy for queso. At Brooke the Savage tweets,
"Some guy passed out at Qdoba, but I still want my queso. Hashtag move along."
And now with new fiery queso Diablo and new zesty queso verde, who knows what they'll tweet next? At Seas Thrash says,
"I want a pool filled with it and a burrito raft. Hashtag queso bliss."
Yep, queso from Qdoba be trending. Try new queso Diablo and queso verde. Then tweet all about it with hashtag queso bliss. For a limited time only at Qdoba Mexican Grill.
If you try to purchase a gun for someone who can't, you can buy yourself 10 years in jail. If a friend or relative asks you to lie to a federally licensed firearms retailer so you can buy a gun for him, don't do it. It's not worth 10 years in jail. Whatever you do, don't lie for the other guy.
This message is brought to you as a public service by the NSSF, the National Shooting Sports Foundation.
Remember, don't lie for the other guy. Visit them on the web at don'tlie.org.
Sports news all day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
This update brought to you by Adam, the Divorce Association for Men. The lineup of Johan Franzen, Gustav Nyquist, and David Legwan account for 4 goals and 7 assists, including Legwan's first goal in Detroit as the Red Wings beat the Devils 7-4. Legwan excited about his new line.
They play a give-and-go game. It's something, it's good. I mean, I played it before, and it's nice. Obviously, Gus is a player that likes to skate, move his feet, and Neil's a huge body that can shoot the puck, and he's going to get in front of the net. So they did a great job tonight, and we got pucks to the net.
Pistons dropped their second straight, this time to the Timberwolves in Minnesota, 114-101. Greg Monroe with 20 points and 15 rebounds for Detroit. Tigers go down to the Yankees 3-2. New York scoring the game-winning run in the 9th on a balk by Luis Marte. Afterward, Brad Ausmus saying it was his fault, sending out the wrong sign from the dugout. Austin Jackson swinging a hot bat. He had an RBI triple in a run. Anibal Sanchez struck out 5 in 3 innings of work. The Tigers back to it this afternoon against the Mets. Coverage starting at 1 right here on 97.1 The Ticket. Lions defensive tackle Ndamukong Suh now has representation as he hires agent Jimmy Sexton. And in Todd McShay's latest NFL mock draft, he has the Lions taking Texas A&M wideout Mike Evans with the number 10 overall pick. I'm Kyle Bogey. More at 10 or at 971theticket.com.
The football team that Detroiters love most. The Detroit Lions live here.
show till 10 o'clock. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Show, again brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Call and get your approval now. There's absolutely no obligation. Call and speak with real mortgage professionals at Capital Mortgage, 1-800-569-7283. Save yourself money, get it done the right way, and really give yourself that added confidence when you're out there in today's housing market. You better have a lot of confidence and have professional people in your corner. No, you want to actually throw some more information at us. Let's go to Sean out there. Sean, you're looking to pay off a land contract, and tell us more about it.
I got a land contract. I got to get a land contract in 8 months next year, January. It ends, and I need to get a mortgage for it. Is it going to be a refi, or is it going to be a whole new mortgage? And on top of that, I have a foreclosure. It'll be 2 years in November.
You're not getting a mortgage.
We're not getting a mortgage?
No. When the land contract comes due, it's a balloon?
Yes.
So you took a 2-year balloon on a land contract?
No, it's a 5-year.
So you've got time left, right?
Let me start over.
Okay.
It's going to be up in 5 years in January. So I've been in the house for 4.5 years.
But you're 2 years out of a foreclosure?
Correct.
So you bought the house on a land contract before your house went to foreclosure?
Yes.
Why did you do that?
Was it a primary residence or a secondary residence?
Why did you buy a house on land contract and then have a foreclosure?
Afterwards.
Because I lost my job, and I tried to get out and clean my credit up.
Were you renting the house? Maybe he was renting the house. You bought the new one on land contract. You were renting your old house out, then you lost your job, right?
No, I have the contract. I don't think you guys understand what I'm saying.
I don't understand at all what you're saying.
I think the good idea would be to try to extend that land contract for another year or two if you can. Get an option to extend the land contract for another couple years. And then in the interim, what we can do is we can kind of take a look and kind of walk you through the process after the extension of the land contract. But I wouldn't let that land contract expire. I think that the person that owns the house will go ahead and extend the land contract for you, but you'd have to call them.
You might just need an extra year. Yeah, you might just need an extra year.
Sean, I just don't understand. So you took the land contract before the house went to foreclosure?
Yeah, 4 years ago, we did the land contract with the woman.
Right. And then and then you lost your house.
No, we didn't lose no house. We didn't lose no house. The land contract is in the lady's still name, but it's still in our name. Title was our name.
What about the foreclosure? Did you lose that one?
No. There's no house in the foreclosure. No.
Oh, I thought you had a foreclosure.
Yeah.
Sean,
I didn't. No,
we'll straighten it out.
We'll
straighten it out.
Sean, we're buying you lunch, and we're going to hang out with you. We're going to straighten it out.
We'll get it straightened out.
You know, he brings up a great point.
Here comes the hate mail.
Not at all. 248-539-9797.
I was trying to find out what happened. He said he bought a house on a land contract, and then the house went to foreclosure. I just don't understand. Was it
it was a confusing situation.
I'm just trying to help the guy out, dude.
Well, let's throw this out there to help some listeners out there. Look, if you had a foreclosure, it's typically 3 years from the date of that foreclosure, but you can get into a new loan. That new loan's called an FHA mortgage. So, right, if you're going to go into foreclosure and you're going to sign a new land contract, you got to make sure that you're going to have time to get the mortgage when that land contract's due.
At the other end of the rainbow. Right.
As I say, make sure also, the agent who represents you is aware of those things, because that's really important, for us to protect you as buyers, that when you do a land contract, we need to know this situation so you don't get caught up in this scenario, and that you're protected as a buyer. So, when time does come, you can refi and get that house on that land contract and not have this kind of issue.
Could be a real slippery slope. Again, families get desperate. They're going to lose their other house, and then they enter into a land contract, but they don't understand all the things that can come into play. When can they get the mortgage to pay off that land contract? And what if the seller actually defaults on it?
Well, then, like anything, you forfeit that big down payment, and all the money you made and the interest that went to that seller, they get to keep it, and they don't have to renew the land contract if they don't want to, and they can put it back on the market and sell it.
That's what a balloon is. Yeah.
Right. So, it's a big risk, and that's why it's important, that the agent that's representing you understands this situation, because you're going to be left there with nothing.
Right. There's choices after you had hardships. There are choices, but you got to get yourself set up for success at the end of whatever you had in the past. All right. 248-539-9797. We've got Bob out there in Redford. Welcome to the show, Bob. You're live on the ticket.
Hello?
What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good. What's going on?
Good. Hey, I've been on a land contract for 3 years. It's a 6-year contract. And it's actually to my brother-in-law's brother, and he passed away.
I'm sorry.
8 months ago, and I want to refinance. just I want to buy the house outright. And his mom is currently like the trustee. So I don't know where I go right now.
Bob, a recorded land contract is just like a refinance. So as long as there's equity in that property, we can pay that land contract off, put the mortgage in your name, and go from there. It's a very simple transaction.
Yeah, and if the mom's the trustee, and she might have, she might have accessibility to go ahead and release that. However, you might have to get a real estate attorney in there. It could be a probate situation. You're going to want to go ahead and explore all your options on that.
Definitely can get you some help, though.
What's that?
Okay, yeah, I've already been kind of looking at a possible lawyer situation. Hopefully not.
Bob, everything's good credit-wise? You're good credit?
Yeah, I've got about a 723 credit.
Perfect. Bob, it's a super easy deal. Give me like 20 minutes. I'll call you after the show and get it taken care of for you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Great. Easy enough. There you go. There's a success story in a land contract.
That's an easy,
right?
See, perfect.
And what's
Nice.
cool about a lot of families that got into land contracts in the right situation over the last 3 years here is the appreciation, right? They might have bought a house for $100,000 a few years ago. That house could have some built-in equity in there. You may qualify for a great new easy program. Again, the more equity, the better transaction you're going to have. Again, if you've had some credit problems in the past, you might have limited options on what mortgage is available. That's simple to understand. And if you don't understand it, give us a call, 248-539-9797. We got lots of time to cover a lot of material today. We want to go out to Bill in Sterling Heights. Hey, Bill, you're talking about a refinance. Go ahead, sir.
Hi, how you doing?
Good morning, sir.
Good. All right. Well, my problem is I went through bankruptcy in 2000. I lost my job, but I never went delinquent on my mortgage. So when I went through bankruptcy, I had first mortgage and second mortgage equity line.
Okay.
The bankruptcy, they reaffirmed the second mortgage, but they never reaffirmed my first mortgage. So now I cannot. I've been trying to refinance, and I can't do anything. I've never missed a payment, never late on a payment. But I try to talk to the banks to see if they give me a line for like the.
I'm with you, Bill. Okay, so
right.
you put the mortgage in the bankruptcy, correct?
Right.
Okay, and what year was that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, sir.
Yes, I did.
No, what year was that, sir? The bankruptcy?
2010.
2010. So you're 4 years out of the bankruptcy. You've never missed a payment on the mortgage. You're still paying on it.
Correct.
It's a lot of work, but the answer to your question is yes. More often than not, I can figure it out. You're gonna have to have a 640 plus credit score to make it work. You have to reestablish your credit after the bankruptcy. We need to see a few lines of credit on there and a new payment history. But we should be able to reaffirm that for you and get you on the right track. You know what rate you're paying right now on the mortgage, sir?
Like 575, I think.
We can hook you up, man. We'll take care of you.
Yeah,
Bill, give me like 20 minutes. I'll call you after the show.
All right, very
cool.
good.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks. It's as easy as that. 248-539-9797. Come and join the show. Again, I got Alex Nafusi, Harry Glanz, Harvey Freed. That's me. We're answering all your mortgage questions. We got Noah Conan from Real Estate One in the Max Brook office out in West Bloomfield. If you're searching for a house, you've got to get your ducks in a row. You got to get that approval letter. So be sure to call Capital Mortgage at 1-800-LOW-RATE. It's as simple as that, folks. Be successful. Get more professional people in your life. I don't want to say out there that I was talking to a lady. I'm going to say it no matter what. All right?
You were talking to a lady?
I was talking to a lady, a realtor this week. No problem. Again, everyone's got to start their careers off sometime. Literally just got into the business in the conversation with me. I don't think she ever closed a loan and just didn't know the ins and outs yet. Again, all I'm saying is this. If you're working with someone, try to get more and more professional people, whether it be an inspector, a real estate agent, a mortgage banker, professional people. Just have a little bit more insight, the knowledge. They can teach you everything you need to know. It gives you that added confidence. 248-539-9797. Let's move on to Eric out there. Hey, good morning, Eric. You're calling from Warren. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, I have just a few quick questions. I actually own the house that I live in. I co-own it with my brother, and I'm trying to get a home equity loan. My credit's not that good, score-wise. I've paid off everything that it's on the report, and I just get every time I apply for any kind of line of credit, it just comes back. Too many delinquencies and all that. I was just wondering what I could do.
What's your credit score, Eric?
I believe one of them is 644, and the other one's 609. I'm not sure what the third one is.
Terrible. And everything's paid off? There's nothing delinquent anymore?
Yes.
How much do you want to borrow? What's the loan amount?
Well, with the line of credit, it's I usually about, 60, 70% of the value of the house. The house is anywhere from 87 to 90,000 right now.
I mean, it's something we can take a look at for you. I mean, I don't know if I can do a home equity line for you. I can probably put you into an FHA mortgage, just give you cash out for free and clear property. That's probably a better way to go. Let me call after the show and take a look at the credit and see what I can figure out for you.
All right, I appreciate it.
Cool. Thanks, Eric.
Thanks for the call, Eric. Again, FHA loans allow 85% of the appraised value. So you can go all the way up to 85% of that appraised value of your home. If you need to put some cash in your hand for some home improvements, be sure to come on back and join us. 248-539-9797.
I will never forget the day my son Jeremy told me he hated me and slammed the door in my face. I'm behavioral therapist Janet Lehman. Behavior problems can turn the child you love and your life into a nightmare. That's why my husband James and I created the Total Transformation, the step-by-step program that shows you how to fix the worst behavior problems and get your child to respect and listen to you again. No matter what the behavior, defiance, backtalk, angry outbursts, disrespect, we can help you stop it. Now you can get the Total Transformation for free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. You can keep it forever for free.
Limited number of free programs available. Call now. 1-888-913-5962. 1-888-913-5962. That's 1-888-913-5962. 1-888-913-5962.
How much time a week do you spend watching TV? More than you probably should? What if you could cut back just a fraction of that time to do something that could change your life, like learn another language? If learning a language appeals to you, you're listening to this station at the perfect time, because Rosetta Stone is celebrating its Language for Life event with a life-changing offer. We're offering every caller an absolutely free demo. Yes, a free demo. To try your free demo now, you must call 1-800-500-0155. With Rosetta Stone, nothing stands in your way to learning a new language. No books, rote memorization, or boring drills. Quite simply, it's the fastest, easiest way to learn a new language, guaranteed. There's never been a better time to get started. Participate in the Language for Life event with a free demo from Rosetta Stone. Call 1-800-500-0155. For your free demo, call 1-800-500-0155. 1-800-500-0155.
If you haven't donated $10 to 97.1 The Ticket Student Heart Check in a while, it's okay to donate again. You might just save another life. Text SCREEN to 50555. Yeah, that's it. Feels good, doesn't it? You just made it possible for one more student athlete to be screened for heart problems that could cause sudden cardiac death. Generously supported by Capital Mortgage Funding. 1-800-LOW-RATE.
Charge will appear on your wireless bill or be deducted from your prepaid bill. This charge must be authorized by account holder. Message and data rates apply.
CBS Local Offers is your one-stop shop for great deals, discounts, and exclusive VIP experiences. You'll find 50 to 80% off the best restaurants, spas, retailers, events, and activities. Give your locks some lovin' at Grondin's Hair Center. The experienced hairstylists at family-owned Grondin's Hair Centers will work with you to create the look you desire. Visit one of the Detroit area's 9 Grondin locations today. Go to cbsdetroit.com and click on the Deals tab to sign up and receive our daily email and get in on the great deals. CBS Local Offers. Your city, your deals.
Want to know the secret to success, kid? One thing, the Grainger catalog and Grainger.com. Okay, that's 2 things. Oh, and Grainger's got mobile apps. Those sure are convenient. 3 things to succeed. Hey, and 1-800-GRAINGER. I know that number by heart. 4 things. There's hundreds of branches, too. Like I said, the one secret to keep this place running smoothly is Grainger. Get it? Got it? Good. Call, click Grainger.com, or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Today, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., the Detroit Tigers host a Select a Seat, an open house at Comerica Park, a free event that gives potential new season ticket buyers the opportunity to view available season ticket locations. Can't make the event? Check out all of the season ticket packages and benefits online at Tigers.com. Monday, March 31st, 10 to 8, Grand Circus Park. 97.1 The Ticket's opening day block party. Fun, food, music, and cold beer. Don't have game tickets? Catch the game on our big screen. Brought to you in part by McDonald's, Weingarts, Labatt, and Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan.
Looking for the latest scores and headlines from your local teams? Just text SCORE to 97136 from 97.1 The Ticket.
Wow, welcome back. There we are, talking
right, we've got another 14 or so minutes. Come on back and join us here. We got the Hardcore Mortgage Show, 248-539-9797.
Hey, Harv, I got to give a quick shout-out to everybody driving the CompuWare Arena today for the boys Class A Division II hockey final right now. I've got two dogs in this fight. The Trenton Trojans versus the Heartland Eagles, okay? Trenton versus Heartland for the Class A Division II.
And then who's
your
Division
hockey
One?
final?
Who's the Division One?
I want to say Catholic Central. I don't know who Catholic Central is playing, but here's the deal. My partner, Dan Burke, his son, Brandon, is on the Trenton hockey team. I was there when Brandon's born. I'm going to go watch him after the show. And, they play a tough Trenton plays a tough team in Heartland. Heartland's been a team of destiny. They've been coming back. This is Michigan high school hockey, which it doesn't get any better, and this is the pinnacle. They're in the championship game today. So good luck to everybody out there that's going to that game. And
I love how the kid's like 16 and my size.
Oh, the kid's huge. You see Brandon, he's a big kid.
Yeah.
I love that you brought that in. Nothing like buying a house, strong community, strong schools. This is what Michigan's all about. It really does fall into all
you're
this.
talking about two communities. I mean, Trenton is known. I mean, they've won God knows how many state championships in hockey.
Yeah, the coach there is legendary.
He just won. He's the winningest high school hockey coach in Michigan history.
In the world, maybe.
And Heartland, out in Livingston County. Heartland I know a little bit about because I help coach basketball there. So I have two dogs in the fight, and I just want all the kids to play well and play hard. But Heartland's a strong hockey community. I mean, they're talking about good hockey for years out there.
Outstanding. Good luck to all the guys out there. They're going to be playing in the hockey tournaments and across, the state, of course, this weekend. I'm sure there's some other things going on, a lot of basketball.
Real quick, buddy. In downtown Raylook this afternoon at 11 o'clock is the St. Patrick's Day Parade. I will be at Scout Real Estate. There's free pizza, free soda. Come by. It's right at 6th and Washington. I'll be there. You can talk to me, you ask questions, whatever.
Autographs, 8x10s, right?
No, none of that.
You sign in your picture?
But have some free food, free soda. Come hang out and, check it out.
No, that's cool. St. Patty's Day, parade down there in downtown Roy. Like, what are they rolling on Washington? So you might have to.
They roll on Washington. Yeah, it's
okay.
Cool. It's low key.
A lot of fun. I think next week they got the St. Patty's Day parade down in Detroit and Corktown area. That's always a lot of fun. So there's always a lot of great things happening here. And again, what could be the best thing coming around the corner is spring. And Noah, you got something to add.
Yeah, I do, actually. This is going to be a really exciting year for the real estate market, especially with this spring coming around the corner. We've just been hit again by that brutal winter. People don't want to move. People don't want to sell. So it's, our inventory's been really low. And we've been waiting for this moment. We got the teas yesterday, and we're ready for that 40, 50-degree day.
It's going to be a good year, man.
And it should. It's going to be, I'll tell you right now, for all the buyers out there, it's going to be aggressive.
I'm glad you brought that up because professional real estate agents are fantastic. Why? You're out there thinking, what's your house worth? There's no obligation to call a professional agent. Give us a call. We'll get you set up with Noah and some of the great agents that we do business with based on what area you live in, and we'll tell you what your house is going to be worth. How do we do that? It's a market analysis. Noah, it's all based on the comparable sales. Getting a good idea of what your house might sell for this spring might give you that added confidence to move forward.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said before, it's going to be aggressive, and there's going to be a lot of buyers because the inventory is still really low. So it's definitely a time to sell. Absolutely. You will get top dollar come the next few months. It's going to be aggressive. So, again, I recommend, get in touch with somebody like myself. Let me do a market analysis for you, tell you what your house worth, and let me get you top dollar.
Yeah, be sure to call our office, Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE. We got it all set up with some of the best agents around the area, Noah being one of them. And again, free market analysis. Find out what your house is worth. Find out where you stand in today's real estate market. It's a great idea. Hey, let's go out to Robert in Farmington Hills. Robert, you want to get a mortgage. Go ahead and tell us what you got going on.
Hey, this is Robert in Farmington Hills.
What's up, man? Good morning.
Mr. Noah Cohen wanted me to call in the show because we're going to check out a couple houses in a couple hours. So
there you go. Good.
I wanted to follow his orders and give you guys a call and just ask a couple questions on the air to see what's going on.
Did he tell you about your new mortgage guy, Harvey Freed? Did he mention that yet?
I haven't signed anything, so it should be interesting.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
Thanks, Robert. So where are you guys going to look? Where are you guys going to go?
You know what? We're going to check out a couple houses in Orchard Lakes. This is my first time ever really checking out a house. It's just to the point now where we're both getting sick, my girlfriend and I, of just throwing money in the incinerator for rent every month.
Yeah, we talked about it, and, you said, it's time to move, and with rates still where they are and really low, you can still get great stuff. So, I'm definitely excited to see you and put something together and hopefully find you your dream home.
Robert, can we invite you back on? You'll do a mortgage with us. We'll invite you back on and tell us all your success stories here, how the house is working out.
Yeah, man, that sounds great. I just had a quick overall question. Maybe it'll help some of the listeners, too. How accurate is Credit Karma?
it's one of the free credit reporting services that consumers have, and I contend that obviously when you see Credit Karma, you're not getting a real in-depth look at your credit history. It's not the same credit report that we use. So I would tell you that you'd have to get a hold of Harvey Alex and let them run your credit. We're going to run a tri-merge credit report, which is from the 3 major credit bureaus, and that's the report we use so we can get a great determination on your credit.
It's a good question, Robert.
It's a starting point. To answer your question, it's a starting point.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks for calling, Rob. Good luck. Okay, we'll look forward to talking with you. And again, anyone who wants to go out there and buy a house, be sure to give us a phone call.
I love it that Noah has a following, tells guys to call in, they call in.
Cool.
That's awesome.
He's got it on his Facebook.
That's so good.
You got to promote it. It's an interesting and
Noah's
fun
the
thing.
man.
So,
Back to the millennials, get them back out there looking at houses. They talked about that earlier in the year, that the millennials born between 1980 and 2000. Alex, that's you?
No.
You're
older than that, man.
You're a Generation Xer? Is
that what it is? Yeah.
You would be there if you don't fall into that.
1978.
This group, though, the National Association of Realtors did a survey recently. 31% of them made up the housing market in 2013. So we are getting more and more young people to consider getting back into the housing market. It beats renting, that's for sure.
Yeah, it does. And with the younger generation now moving back to Detroit because we're got jobs, we got things happening here, people are coming back. The young people, my generation, all moved. California, New York, Chicago, big city life, are moving back. They see that they can do stuff here again and make money.
And that's a great thing. I'm hoping the millennials learned from their parents, the boomers, the baby boom generation. After World War II, 1945 through, I think it was 1962, in that range of the boomers. The boomers are a little bit, they weren't as conservative as they should have been. They didn't put enough money away. I'm hoping the millennial generation learn from the boomers and they're more conservative, Noah. So if you can guide your generation, your millennial brothers and sisters out there, tell them to save some money. Save for themselves first, okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they see they're a little bit more responsible, not looking at those McMansions like maybe my people were and such. And again, just doing things a little bit more reasonably. Again, college tuition's up. A lot of kids that have gotten out of school. It is just a different time now. Learn where you stand in the whole real estate market.
You brought up a great point, guys, where people about not saving in the boomers and all that. And someone called the office the other day and was they were actually unhappy with something that I said. Shocking. And she said, well, how am I supposed to afford this house and this car? Well, you buy a less expensive car in a smaller home. I feel like sometimes there's this unearned sense of self-worth that people think, like, I have to have this huge house and this car. No, you don't. What do you mean, how can you afford it? You buy less of a home, man. Trust me. I want a huge crib with a pool. I don't have one.
Well, those are conversations that we enter into every day with our clients, and nobody's telling you to go out and buy that $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 house. Nobody's telling you to go on that vacation, to have the 3 cars, have the cottage up north, that kind of thing. So I would tell you this, that, you have to be, if you're not conservative with your money, it's your money. All right, put it away. Save for yourself first. If you have a 401k, this is a different show, but if you have a 401k at work, contribute to that 401k. Pay yourself first. Save some money, because 10, 15, 20 years goes by very, very quick. If you've done those things, you'll have a nice little sum in the in your 401k. And if you don't, you don't.
Dude, it's such a good point, man. It's like, I started with Capital Mortgage I like 3 days after I graduated Michigan State. Like, I graduated May 5th and started, at Capital like May 7th. And maybe like 6 months in, Harry sat me down and he's like, bro, you need, here's what you're going to do. He goes, you don't start spending money on X and Y and Z, and you max out your 401k. And my father taught me the same thing. He was a saver, conservative guy and all that. You don't have to have that, man. To me, I don't care what I can afford. To me, all a huge house would be is me losing sleep. Like, it's going to cost $2,000 to fill the pool.
Gotta clean it. Gotta pay the taxes on it. Got everything else that goes with it. It's just not really necessary.
Those houses the tax bills are like $20,000 in Birmingham. All that. I love Birmingham
without lakefront.
Gentlemen, let me throw this out there real quick. We're at the end of the show here. Hey, refinance, drop to a lower term. That's a great idea. Consolidate your debt. Call Capital Mortgage at 1-800 low rate. The best mortgage banker. That's it for us. We'll be back next Saturday. We got Pat Caputo outside. I want to thank, of course, Noah Cohen from Real Estate One. Max Brook, Office West Bloomfield. We'll see you again, Noah. Alex Nafusi, Harry Glantz. I'm Harvey Free. We'll see you next Saturday.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding.
Rates are at historic lows, so what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. Look, if you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Capital Mortgage Funding is a proud division of United Shore Financial Services, NMLS number 3038, Equal Housing Lender. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE.
If you're shopping for a new health plan, make sure you look at the additional costs beyond the monthly premium. Suddenly, that monthly payment might not look so good. With HAP, you'll get more for your money, plus access to leading doctors and hospitals and award-winning customer service.